Hi there, I'm David.
And I'm Con. Welcome to another video.
We are following up on our recent video where we talked about the Duclos E-mount to FZ adapter.
In this video, we're going to talk about Bokeh. So, what's been this? I see you've been doing a bit of shopping there, David.
I popped down to my local hardware store, Bunnings.
Yep. Now, there's a story behind this Bunnings.
There is a bit of a story. It is my local Bunnings, and Bunnings equivalent in UK would be B&Q. In America, it would be Home Depot or Home Depot.
Yep.
But my local Bunnings on that original site was Crawford Productions.
Now, that was one of the first production companies, independent production companies here in Melbourne. And what sort of shows did they make?
Well, a lot of police shows, and people our generation, watch these shows.
Yeah, I can remember Homicide, Division 4.
Absolutely. So you could say that that is the camera people's spiritual home of hardware stores.
Indeed.
So anyhow, we just got off track there. But what I did, we wanted to do a bokeh test, and we've addressed the set accordingly. So I rated the aisle where all these LED lights are, and I was actually surprised how cheap they are. So I did some tests, and we can probably show that clip.
Yeah, maybe we can talk while we're showing the clip. Now, we're actually showing what we shot here in the studio with these fairy lights. As though we were doing a Christmas retail ad with the Hero product shop.
And I mean, we just shot this where we're sitting now. I just lit it accordingly. Although interestingly, there's only I think one Dido light shining on that box. The rest of it is as is.
Yep.
So
one thing I'm noticing, David, with this affordable MK Fujinon lens, the bokeh on these shots is pretty good. Very nice round circles.
I'm happy with it. What do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really shows up the lens really well. And the bokeh is nice and round, which means it's got enough iris blades to be able to make the bokeh nice and round. Yeah.
And one of the things we're talking about in these videos is using or operating in the real world, and we'd love to have primes.
Yep.
But the budget doesn't always allow for it.
That's right.
And also the convenience of working with a zoom lens, especially working in extreme weather, you just don't want to be changing.
Yeah, opening up that sensor to the elements.
Yeah.
You're just asking for trouble, aren't you?
So to know that we can get that kind of bokeh from an affordable
cinematic bokeh.
Zoom lens is quite good.
Yeah, some excellent shots, Dave. Now, how did you do the move? Is this a slider shot?
It's not a slider. It's actually on a jib, just a short jib. But the difference is that I have a remote pan tilt head.
So you're doing it on a hot head. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think it just allows us to let the shots run longer. I can take over the top shots, whereas the slider I'm sort of limited to one height.
Now, you did mention that was an overhead shot. Have we already seen it? Where you're looking down?
That's the overhead shot there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do that with the slider. You need a jib to be above your products and looking down, and a hot head to be able to rotate the camera. That's amazing. And all this because you went to the hardware store, spend a handful of bucks, and look at the production value and art direction you've introduced to what you can do.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised because this wasn't a huge outlay, and they're battery operated. Yes, they're all battery operated, and I guess I'll probably now create, a small Pelican case or something. These may come out on certain jobs.
Yeah, effects lighting kit.
Yeah, but it's interesting because when I've tried to achieve this effect on jobs, I've had to sort of make do with, what was in the hotel room, whatever vase, call concierge, can we bring up extra flowers, can we bring up extra lamps?
Yes.
But this was probably the not having any distractions with producers or anything. I was able to just sort of do some tests here on my own, and I was quite surprised what I got out of it. I was quite pleased with that. But also it makes me realise, or it has made me realise what a great job the camera guys do who do work on the long form current affairs shows. They've got this nailed, and I watch those stories, and they really know how to make these cinema lenses dance. But they obviously have beat us to to the mark here. They've got.
But it just goes to show you that we also can emulate them by just being a little bit imaginative and inventive, and taking a trip to the hardware store and seeing, what sort of lighting such as these are out there, and how we can use them in our interviews as backgrounds or product shots like this.
I think some of this stuff looks a bit Christmassy, bit festive season, but there are other options, and I think IKEA has a few as well.
Sure, so. And it doesn't mean we have to use all of them all at the same time.
No.
It could be, some of those coloured fairy lights in the background of an interview shot, just to introduce a bit of that bokeh.
I probably overcooked this setup. There's a lot of different.
Again. Yep.
There's lots of different shapes in there, and I possibly wouldn't use that many. But it was also just to put the lens to the test, and of course we have to remember this test is about getting that lens, that affordable lens, onto the f5.
Which in the previous video or another video we mentioned that you've really fell in love with, because all of a sudden it's a lightweight lens you can put on your f5 and you're not burdened by the heaviness of a big 35mm zoom lens.
No, the weight on my shoulders and the weight on the bank balance, because I don't have to buy the expensive.
Now, which zoom is this of the MK zoom?
This is the wider one.
The 18 to 35?
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. I'm really impressed with the qualities of this lens, and especially the bokeh. As soon as I saw the bokeh, I go, wow, this is off an affordable zoom.
Yeah, and also I'd like to point out that with just the codec, we haven't shot in XAVC or 4K, it's just in
1080 in the MPEG-2 HD 422 codec, 50 megabit codec. Yeah.
So it's not a bad result.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's some great work there, David, and very talented, I must say.
Thank you. What we are going to do also with this montage is we'll post it as a separate video with some music, and that way you don't have to listen to us talk if you don't want to, but just keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Great. Well, is there anything else we can talk about fairy lights?
I think that's it.
All right, great. I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep tuned for some more.